"Grandpa, why are you always scratching your legs?" 7-year-old Lily asked with innocent curiosity as she climbed onto the old recliner beside him. Leonard Green froze for a second. He hadn't realized it had become so noticeable. He gave a soft chuckle and muttered something about dry skin, but deep down he was troubled. It wasn't just his legs. Lately, his back had felt like it was crawling under his shirt, and some nights the itching on his scalp kept him awake. He didn't want to worry anyone, especially not his granddaughter, but part of him couldn't shake the feeling that something more serious was going on. Leonard's story is not unique. In fact, it's far more common than most people realize. Dr. Samuel E. Hartman, a leading geriatric specialist with over 50 years of experience in aging and internal medicine, has seen this story unfold in hundreds of different ways throughout his career. According to Dr. Hartman, itching in older adults isn't just a skin issue. In many cases, it's a warning sign, your body's subtle way of whispering that something deeper is out of balance. He spent decades studying the hidden messages that symptoms like chronic itchiness can reveal, and what he's discovered could change the way we think about aging. Most people over 60 chalk itchiness up to dry weather, aging skin, or maybe a new detergent. And while sometimes those factors play a role, persistent itching, especially in specific areas, can point to much more serious concerns. Dr. Hartman has documented cases where unexplained itchiness led to the early detection of heart disease, liver failure, and even neurological decline. Yet most of these symptoms were brushed off or misdiagnosed for years. Families often notice the discomfort before the individual fully acknowledges it. "My mom scratches her back constantly, even when watching TV," said a concerned daughter. "My husband wakes up scratching his neck and can't sleep," another woman noted. Many of these families initially thought little of it until the symptom didn't go away. Leonard's story took a turn after a routine checkup. His primary doctor dismissed his complaints, but Dr. Hartman took a closer look. Through simple testing, he discovered that Leonard's persistent itching was a sign of poor circulation and early kidney strain, both of which could have gone undetected for years without proper evaluation. "I just thought I was getting older," Leonard said, reflecting back. "But it turns out my body was talking to me. I just didn't understand the language." So what is your body trying to tell you when you feel that itch again and again in the same place? That's the question we're diving into today. Because once you learn the 4 key areas on your body where itching can be a red flag, you'll never look at it the same way again. You'll understand that a tingle on your lower legs, a scratch on your mid-back, a restless scalp, or a prickly sensation across your chest or belly isn't just a skin problem, it's a message from your circulatory, neurological, or digestive systems. And here's the science to back it up. According to Dr. Hartman's clinical research and several peer-reviewed studies, chronic itchiness in seniors is often tied to 3 physiological shifts that happen naturally with age. First, declining blood circulation, especially in the legs, leads to dry, itchy skin and weakened tissue, an early warning sign of peripheral artery disease which affects over 8 million Americans. Second, organ strain, particularly involving the kidneys and liver, results in toxin buildup in the blood, which irritates nerve endings and manifests as itchiness on the back or torso. Third, neurological fatigue and emotional stress, common in later life, can affect the nerves of the scalp and neck, causing sensations that feel like skin irritation but are actually deeper signals of nervous system imbalance. Lastly, nutritional deficiencies and absorption issues, especially a lack of B12, magnesium, or zinc, can quietly erode skin health and immune function, making your torso itchy even when you're not losing weight or showing other symptoms. The problem? Most seniors try to solve the itch with temporary solutions: body lotion, anti-itch creams, switching soaps, or even wearing gloves to bed. Unfortunately, these approaches only mask the symptom. They don't address the root cause. "I used to slather on lotion 4 times a day," said one of Dr. Hartman's patients, but the itch never left. Once she addressed her liver health through better hydration and nutrition, the itching began to fade, and so did her fatigue and brain fog. That's why it's time we stop ignoring these signs or treating them like minor annoyances. Because they're not. They're often the first and only early warnings your body gives you before something more serious develops. But here's the good news. Reversing the problem isn't complicated. Dr. Hartman says it's not about medications or invasive procedures. In many cases, you can reduce or eliminate chronic itchiness by making small, consistent changes. Walking a little more, drinking a little more water, rebalancing your meals, managing your stress. These are powerful, practical tools for health, and they work. And best of all, they don't take hours out of your day. Most of these adjustments take just minutes, but the results can be profound. More restful sleep, better energy, improved clarity, and yes, skin that finally feels comfortable again. If you or someone you love has been silently suffering with persistent itchiness, especially in the legs, back, scalp, or torso, don't ignore it any longer. Listen to your body. It's trying to tell you something important. Please take a moment to like this video, leave a comment if anything we've said here resonates with you, and subscribe to the channel for more expert-backed content on senior health. Your support helps us keep bringing you the life-changing insights you deserve. Now let's begin with the basics, starting with the first place where that nagging itch might be trying to warn you about poor circulation. 1. Persistent itching on the lower legs. Leonard's story truly began here, with an itch that wouldn't leave his lower legs alone. It was subtle at first, just a light tickle on the shin, the kind of thing he thought would go away with a bit of lotion. But weeks turned into months, and soon he found himself rubbing his calves absent-mindedly while reading the paper, while watching TV, even in the middle of the night. He assumed it was just dry skin, maybe age, but Dr. Hartman knew better. Itching in the lower legs is one of the most overlooked signs of poor circulation, Dr. Hartman explained, and for older adults, especially those who sit for long periods or are less mobile, it can be the body's cry for help. The condition is known as peripheral artery disease, PAD. As arteries narrow, blood struggles to reach the lower limbs, depriving the skin and muscles of oxygen and nutrients. This not only leads to dryness and irritation, it creates a breeding ground for further complications: leg pain, muscle weakness, and even increased risk of heart disease and stroke. But circulation can be improved, even reversed in many cases. Leonard started taking short daily walks again, something he had stopped doing during the winter. He also elevated his feet when sitting, drank more water, and started wearing compression socks, recommended by Dr. Hartman. Within weeks, the itching eased, and more importantly, so did the leg fatigue he hadn't even noticed creeping in. The takeaway? If you're scratching your lower legs frequently, especially without a rash, don't ignore it. It could be the first sign that your heart and blood vessels need a little extra care. 2. Unexplained itching on the upper or mid-back. Dorothy had always taken pride in her health. She ate well, stayed active, and saw her doctor regularly. So when her friend Janice mentioned an unbearable itch between her shoulder blades that no cream could fix, Dorothy was concerned but not surprised. She'd heard similar complaints from others in her church group. Chronic itching in the upper or mid-back is often tied to liver or kidney function, Dr. Hartman says. These organs filter waste from your blood. When they're under stress, toxins can build up and irritate the skin, often in places with dense nerve endings, like the back. Janice's symptoms had been brushed off by her doctor as mild dermatitis, but she also had swollen ankles, fatigue, and restless sleep, classic symptoms of renal or hepatic strain. A simple blood test ordered by Dr. Hartman confirmed that her kidneys weren't functioning at full capacity. This kind of itching often appears without a rash and tends to worsen at night. Moisturizers and topical treatments don't help because the problem isn't skin deep, it's systemic. But with the right interventions, hydration, reduced salt and alcohol intake, and dietary changes to support liver and kidney health, many patients report relief within a few weeks. Janice cut back on processed foods, started drinking lemon water daily, and asked her doctor to review her medications. Not only did the itching subside, but her energy returned. Her swollen ankles? Gone. Your back may be trying to tell you something your internal organs can't say out loud. Listen to it. 3. Frequent itching on the scalp or neck. Red never liked to complain, but when his wife pointed out the small bald patches he'd been scratching behind his ears, he reluctantly brought it up during a visit with Dr. Hartman. "It's probably just stress," Red joked. Ironically, he wasn't far from the truth. The scalp and neck are among the most nerve-sensitive areas of the body, Dr. Hartman explained. When we're under emotional or neurological stress, those nerve endings can become hyperactive, leading to chronic itchiness. As we age, our stress response becomes less efficient. The body struggles to turn off after being in a state of worry or anxiety, keeping cortisol levels high and the immune system suppressed. It's not uncommon for emotional tension to be expressed through the skin, especially the scalp and neck. Red had recently retired and was struggling with the loss of routine and identity. He spent long hours alone, watching the news, scrolling his phone, and yes, scratching his head. There was no rash, no flakes, no dandruff, just constant irritation. Dr. Hartman encouraged Red to try a few simple shifts: morning walks, turning off screens after dinner, and reaching out to old friends. Red also started practicing gentle breathing exercises before bed. Within 3 weeks, the itchiness began to fade. If you're experiencing a scalp itch that no shampoo can fix, consider this. It might not be a skin issue. It might be your nervous system's way of asking for peace. 4. Ongoing itching around the chest or abdomen. Elaine had always been thin. She figured her small appetite was just part of getting older. She often skipped meals, didn't cook much anymore, and relied on crackers or canned soup to get through the day. But then the itching started, across her chest and stomach. She tried new lotions, switched body washes, even changed her laundry detergent. Nothing helped. It wasn't until a consultation with Dr. Hartman that she understood the real issue. This kind of itch is often a sign of nutritional deficiency or malabsorption, Dr. Hartman said. As we get older, our digestive system can lose efficiency. Even if you're eating regularly, your body might not be absorbing what it needs, especially vital nutrients like vitamin B12, zinc, magnesium, and essential fatty acids. What's more alarming is that malnutrition in seniors doesn't always look like weight loss. You can maintain your weight while your body silently starves for key nutrients that support skin health, immune function, and brain clarity. Elaine started small, adding a boiled egg to breakfast, a handful of almonds in the afternoon, a bit of spinach with dinner. She also began taking a quality multivitamin with her doctor's approval. The itching gradually disappeared, her energy returned, and for the first time in months, she felt like herself again. If your torso is itchy and dry, and your meals have become more about convenience than nourishment, this could be your body's gentle cry for better fuel. So now that we understand the signals, the quiet itching, the subtle whispers from your skin, it's time to talk about what you can actually do. And the good news is this: the solutions aren't complicated, expensive, or out of reach. They are simple shifts, often no more than a few minutes a day, that can create meaningful change. Let's begin with the legs. If that persistent itching near your calves or ankles is a sign of poor circulation, the most powerful remedy is movement. Not hours at the gym or long walks that leave you breathless, just short, intentional moments. Stretching your legs in the morning, standing up every 30 minutes during the day, or walking gently for 10 minutes after each meal. Elevate your feet when sitting. Drink water steadily throughout the day to keep your blood flowing freely. And don't overlook the impact of supportive socks. Compression wear can help your veins do their job more effectively without any strain. If your back is itching, especially in the evenings, it may be time to give your liver and kidneys a little kindness. Begin with what you drink. Swap soda or juice for filtered water with lemon. Reduce salt and alcohol. Choose whole foods over packaged ones when possible. Even small shifts like having a cup of dandelion tea or adding leafy greens can gently support your body's detox pathways. And don't forget to speak with your doctor about your medications. Some drugs, even common ones, may strain these vital organs more than you think. For those carrying stress on their scalp or neck, healing starts with awareness. Your nervous system is likely asking for rest. Try turning off the news earlier in the evening and instead of scrolling through your phone, step outside for 5 minutes of fresh air. Keep a simple journal by your bedside and write down what you're grateful for. This tiny act can soothe tension more than we often realize. If loneliness has crept in, pick up the phone. One conversation a week with someone you care about can do wonders for your heart and your nervous system. And for that itch across the chest or belly, it's your body asking for real nourishment. Don't worry about counting calories or chasing superfoods, just make your meals count. Add 1 boiled egg, a handful of nuts, a serving of colorful vegetables, or a bit of yogurt to your daily plate. If your appetite is low, eat smaller meals more often, but make each bite rich in vitamins and minerals. And if needed, a high-quality multivitamin approved by your doctor can help bridge the gap. The truth is, your body is on your side. It doesn't want to fail you. It wants to work with you, to age with grace, clarity, and strength. But it needs your attention. It needs your care. And most of all, it needs your willingness to listen when it speaks, even if all it says at first is a simple, persistent itch. So start small. Be consistent. Show up for yourself in the quiet ways that matter, because every itch is a message, and every message is an opportunity, not to fear aging, but to live it fully, with awareness and wisdom. You've already taken the first step by listening. Now take the next step by acting. Your body will thank you, quietly, steadily, and over time, with comfort, clarity, and a renewed sense of strength. And remember, you're not just living longer, you're living smarter. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.